I've been waiting for someone to ask me what my favorite One Piece arc is, but honestly, I can never pinpoint which arc is my favorite, so I can give you my top 3. I'll spoil what the top 3 is for anyone who doesn't want to watch the full video, but my first one is Wano, second is Whole Cake Island, and third is Dressrosa. So if everyone wondering why Egghead wasn't in the list, it's because I'm waiting for it to be over. I know a lot of people like to shit on Wano, especially after Egghead has been great every chapter. Wano does have some flaws like Big Mom's amnesia and Kinemon getting cut in half for some reason, and the arc is just a little too long for my liking, but I don't think anybody would deny that Wano has some of the highest peaks in the entire series. And not only that, but it's probably some of the best animation for One Piece we've ever gotten, at least before Egghead started. Sanji has always been one of my favorite Straw Hats, so it makes sense that I would love the arc that revolves around him. But aside from that bias, there's really not that many flaws I can find with Whole Cake, but even those few flaws aren't that bad, because the two big flaws that I have with Whole Cake is that the pacing is kind of weird and it's a little too long, but you could say that for most One Piece arcs. And reading the whole wedding cake chase scene weekly was some of the worst weekly reading I've ever had to go through. But aside from those 3 things, I love Whole Cake. I feel like everyone's experience with Dressrosa is completely different depending on how they experienced it, because I binged Dressrosa in the manga and I absolutely loved it, but just from binging it, I could tell that if I had to read it weekly, I probably wouldn't like it as much. Because the arc was already completed, I could just kind of gloss over the things that were a little annoying or the pacing issues didn't really hit me as much. But I think the people who experienced Dressrosa through the anime were sort of set up to hate it, because unlike in the manga, even if you're binging Dressrosa through the anime, you still have to deal with the pacing issues and skipping like 5 minutes into the episode for it to actually start. But that being said, since I binged it, I didn't really find that many problems I had with Dressrosa. But if you got this far, make sure you drop a follow.